Welcome back to Hilaal Live. Now, rescuers are racing the clock to find survivors in the rubble more than 72 hours after Morocco's deadliest earthquake in more than 6 decades. More than 2,800 people were killed in a disaster that devastated villages in the high Atlas Mountains. Aftershocks will continue to rock Morocco weeks or even months. This is according to a seismological expert. Joining us now to discuss this is Dr. Mustapha Saidi, who is a senior lecturer in Arabic at the University of Western Cape. Dr. Saidi, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shukran so much for joining us here on Hilaal Live.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Thank you very much for affording me this opportunity to be here.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. Dr. Saidi, as a Moroccan, when you woke up on Saturday morning to hear the news, this was something unprecedented, wasn't it? Because we were speaking of over 100 years, actually 120 years to be precise, since the last deadliest earthquake, which reached levels of 7 on the Richter scale, to happen. It really was something not just devastating, but to a country where natural disasters are not that often seen.
Once again, I just want to take this opportunity on behalf of myself and the greater Moroccan community here in South Africa. I would like to extend my condolences to our Moroccan back home. And I would like to I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant the injured people a speedy recovery, and those who are alive to have a wonderful life. And I would like to thank all individuals for their praise, the international and local organization for showing support to the Moroccan affected by this devastating earthquake. Yes, indeed, Morocco was, it's a very peaceful kingdom, and we never witnessed this for very, very long. Like you mentioned, it's maybe about 120 years. The last earthquake was in Agadir also, and this city is not very far from Marrakech, and it was also a devastating earthquake that struck Morocco since many years ago.
Dr. Saidi, I want to talk about where this earthquake happened, of course, Marrakech, and within the high Atlas Mountains. Now, I have not been to Morocco, but you would be able to give us an idea of the Atlas Mountains.
Yes,
it's a very rugged place, isn't it? So, I mean, when this happened, you could really see the devastation that occurred there.
Yes, let me just give you some geographical information about Morocco. Morocco, from the north to the south, it's like in the north we have the Rif mountain, and in the middle we have the Atlas mountain, and the region of Marrakech we have the big Atlas mountain, where is the Okimden, and also we have a chain of mountains that towards the Moroccan Sahara. So this place, particularly Marrakech and the surrounding area and the neighboring city, were terribly affected. But mostly the people who live in the mountain area, they are terribly affected. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be in their help. And I'm sure there is many local and international organizations that helping in this regard. And there is other countries, according to United Nations, they say that Qatar, Arab Emirates, and United Kingdom are all helping in the rescue of the people who are under rubble.
I was gonna ask that next question, Dr. Saidi. We've seen a number of international, the international partners of Morocco come to the aid of the kingdom, especially, fellow Arab countries from the League like Qatar, the United Arab Emirates. I mean, I want to stick to the Arab part of it because, the Arab League, there's always been question marks about it. But as an Arab, as a North African, how does it make you feel that you're getting this support from, fellow members of the League?
Actually, I would like to mention in this regard a beautiful hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu
Sallallahu
alaihi
alayhi wasallam.
wasallam when he said, مثل المؤمنين في توادهم وتراحمهم كمثل الجسد الواحد إذا اشتكى منه عضو تداعت له سائر الأعضاء بالسهر والحمى, which means the similitude of the believers in regard of their mutual love, affection, and fellow feeling is that of one body. When any limb of it aches, the entire body responds with sleeplessness and fever. And as you know, Morocco as a kingdom, we have a very good relationship with the Arab League, especially all the countries, especially the Gulf countries, since we are, Morocco is a kingdom, but we always during the history we built a very good relationship with most of Arab countries, and alhamdulillah, we always show also the solidarity with any other country. And now Qatar and Emirates, they are helping physically and they send aids. Also Spain, our northern neighbor, that they're also helping in this regard. And also many other countries, they show interest of helping Moroccan is in this devastating disaster.
Dr. Saidi, we saw Morocco at its highest in such great happiness during the World Cup last year when your country reached the semi-finals. And of course, it's a bit of a low time now for Morocco. But if there's one thing we know about the Moroccan people is that they always find a way to rise against adversity. Do you see that same spirit that was seen in December happening with the Moroccan people for them to overcome this difficult period?
I think Moroccan actually they were very famous with the generosity and the solidarity, especially in such cases. It's like a lot of solidarity, which like many people they doubt that Moroccan can show this kind of this solidarity, and it is really from the south to the north to the east to the west, and all Moroccans, in particular the media, the local organization, they send aid, they send, even ordinary people, they come together and send in lots of parcels and blankets and tents, and it's like on the individual and organization, but also we cannot ignore that royal forces also helping in this regard.
Dr. Saidi, one final question.
Army, because of the geographical nature and the difficulties, because there is not many paved ways and stuff. So, Moroccan army now are interfering actually in this regard, and they are helping in a nice way.
Dr. Saidi, one final question. The King, His Majesty, has been very diplomatic in a lot of the things that he's done during this time. How much are the Moroccan people, especially those affected by this disaster, looking at him to show his leadership qualities during these times?
Actually, the King was in France, and he cut off his trip and he come back to Morocco, according to the news. And it's only many people, they don't know the relationship between the Moroccans, the citizen, and the king it's always it's this kind of relationship is based on the love. The king of Morocco, is famous to be called the king of the poor. He always in their favor, and he mentioned that we need to provide the necessary aids and help to those who are affected with this uh, devastating disaster.
Dr. Mustapha Saidi, we continue to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant your countrymen and countrywomen the strength, and inshallah may they recover from these difficult moments. Ameen. And us as South Africans, especially the ummah here of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam within here, South Africa and the rest of the continent, continue to make that dua for our fellow African brothers and sisters in the north of the continent, inshallah. Ameen.
And once again, thank you so much for having me here, and thank you for all the listeners and the listeners of Hilaal TV. Shukran so much once again.
Ameen thumma ameen. It's only a pleasure. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
That's Dr. Mustapha Saidi. He's a senior Arab lecturer at the University of the Western Cape. And our duas and our thoughts are with the people of Morocco as they continue to reel from this very difficult moment. After the break, I'll have your latest in news. To stay tuned to Hilaal Live.